Right. YouTube live चल रहा है आपको? YouTube live चल रहा है? पर्सनल अच्छा पर्सनल हरे कृष्ण I heard from Deepak Prabhu that all of you have been studying Bhagavatam very sincerely. You have already completed Bhagavatam 1.1, first chapter, first verse and second verse. So what we have learned from first two verses? What we have learned? Anything that anybody would like to summarize? What you have learned? Okay.
Word by word means.
Very good. Yeah, if you can elaborate, Mataji. You know the verse also? Yes, please.
Help me better. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadarshayam Sarveshwara Vighneswara Dine Brahmadikaru
Viyanti Yatsuraya Tejo Varirudam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisham Dhamma Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhukam Satyam Paramadhimahi.
Lord Vasudeva, who is son of Nanda Maharaj, who is aware of Janmadi, Janmadasya, Janma Mrityu Jara Nadi, all. God is aware of it. Who explained Lord Brahma about the origin of the universe. Who is above all the pre-material modes of nature. I offer my obeisances to the Absolute.
Anybody would like to add on this? Yes. Any other points?
Is creation.
Yes.
And destruction.
Very good.
Srishti, Sthiti and Pralaya.
Thank you, Annali Mataji. Yes, Mataji had added that, like, this Janmadi means, like, like how he's the force behind this creation, like Janma Adi, like this creation of the entire cosmic universe, and also the destruction, and also the maintenance. Janma Adi, yes, yeah. Annoyad itaratas, like directly or indirectly, he's influencing everything. That's why in Bhagavad Gita also here, Maya Dakshana Prakriti Saya. Our Lord is controlling everything. Charthesu Abhigya Sarat, and he is a knower of everything. Abhigya. He's an independent Sarat, Though he is completely independent, but he wants to be, dependent on his devotee, and because of his free will. Not that, like, because of somebody else, right? He can control, but because of his own sweet will, he becomes even subservient to his devotees. Very nice. Tene Brahma Hriday Adi Kavai. And yes, Brahma, we consider him as the secondary creator, and he has given all the Vedas, all the knowledge, and but that Vedas is manifested through the heart. Like, Lord is really manifesting through the heart of Brahma. Tene Brahma Hriday Adi Kavai. Mohyanti Yatsuraya. Even, all the devatas and everybody gets bewildered by the potency of Lord Vasudeva. Krishna. Then Teja Vari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatro Trisargam. How everybody comes under illusion. You think that in the land we see that there is maybe water. In the water we think that there is in the land we see that So how everybody really gets bewildered by the illusory potency of the Lord. Dhamna Svena Sada Nirastak. Dhamna, his abode is completely spiritual. Svena, it is eternal. Because this place is, there is a anityam, asukham, but that place is sada, nirasta kukam. And nirasta kukam means that is beyond the three modes of nature, beyond any kind of an illusion. Very good. So Mataji said that like this first verse describes the absolute truth and it defines, right? Usually we hear, in our textbooks, first the definition of work, definition of work done, energy. I'm teaching my daughter nowadays for her exam. So that's what we really learn. That's in our scriptures also. We have to be very clear. Like, what does the Lord represent? Yes. What is the second verse? What is the second verse? Yes. What is that second verse of Srimad Bhagavatam? What is the second verse of Bhagavatam? Yes. What do you learn in the second verse? Yes, Mataji. Mataji is reciting verse. Dharmo projita kaitavatra paramo nirmatsaranam satam. Tetyam vastavam vastu sivadam tapatrayon Srimad Bhagavatam Mahamuni Krute Kimva Parereshwara Diya Parudhyate Atra Krutivi Susruve Sakshana. So the second verse talks about the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. The glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. पहले हमने भगवान कौन है उनको समझे, फिर इसके बाद जो श्रीमद् भागवतम क्या है उनके बारे में ग्लोरिफिकेशन किया गया है. श्रीमद् भागवतम में everything else is kicked out. जो usually once you talk about dharma, artha, kama, moksha, we go to somewhere for for some desire, right? To fulfill, oh, please keep me more and more bonded in this material world. That's what we usually ask. Is it not, Mataji? But Srimad Bhagavatam really talks about prema pumartham and how we can really go back to the supreme abode. Dharma projita kaitavatra parama nirmatsaranam satam. And this Bhagavatam can only be understood, uska password protected hai. Bhagavatam. The Bhagavad Katha jo hai, that is password protected. What is that password? Pure heart. Do we have pure heart? At least हमारा तो नहीं है. Then how to really understand now? Right? हम बोलते हैं Bhagavatam really can be understood by, pure hearted, who is non-envious. And we can, we are not able to enter. Is it not? Why? What to do? So should we not study Bhagavatam then? Sorry, Mataji. Haribo, yes, yes. Lord sees our endeavor. Yes, we might not be there, completely purified. But then, like especially, all of you might have heard that Gita reading Brahmana of Sri Rangam. Apne sune hai? Of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was traveling, the South India. And फिर वो आके Sri Rangam में पहुंचे. And then he saw that, that a illiterate Brahmana is reading Bhagavad Gita. And he's really crying. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, so many people are laughing at you, because you are not able to read properly. But you are not really ashamed or worried or scared about, all this, defamation. But you are in so much ecstasy why it is so. And then this Vipra, he's saying that, Vipra kohe Prabhu ami, Suddha Asiddha Gita padi, Guru Agya Mani. Yes, I don't know. I don't know this Gita. Then I don't know, like the Sabdartha Najani. I don't know the meaning of even this Bhagavad Gita. But Suddha Asiddha padi, Gita padi, Guru Agya Mani. I'm just reading this Bhagavad Gita because of the instruction of my spiritual master. Right? Yes. Like we might not be qualified, but once you follow the instruction of the spiritual master, we get empowerment, right, to do something. Right? Even this chanting of the holy name itself, it is so much of fortune. Or coming in the association of the devotees is so much of fortune. But then, once we just follow the instructions of Guru, right? With that instruction also the empowerment comes. Yes. Because Prabhupada has said that, you read Bhagavatam. And once you're reading Bhagavatam and do it again and again, and then it will happen. Ivantiye Bhagavato Atmano Satam. Tathamritam Shravana Puteshu Sambrudam Punanti te Visaya Vidusita Sayam Brajanti Tatsarana Saro Ruhantikam. In Bhagavatam, there's a beautiful verse. This is also called the Falastuti of Bhagavatam. What it is saying? Pivanti ye Bhagavata Atmana Satam. Whoever reads Srimad Bhagavatam, and what is the Srimad Bhagavatam? Kathamritam. This is the Amruta. Sravana Putesu, Harke, not like, just a little bit. Because somebody is really like addicted to drinking. And so he's not happy with just only one peck, right? He wants to drink more and more. I don't know anybody has experience here. But here, I think some of you have experience in reading or drinking Bhagavatam. That's why it's a Pivanti. Pivanti. Katamritam Shravana Putesu Sambritam. Punanti te Visaya Vidu Sitasayam. Punanti. It purifies the polluted aim of this misdirected human civilization. It purifies. Right? Yes, at this point of time, right, our heart is polluted. But going through this process of hearing and chanting and under the instruction of the spiritual master, by being sincerely and submissively, having that oral reception to this Bhagavatam, it will purify our heart. Punanti te Visaya Vidusita Sayam. Brajanti Tatsarana Saro Ruhantikam. Brajanti. And then he starts moving towards the lotus feet of the Lord. What's Brajadam? Very good. Isn't it so wonderful? Right? Yes. So we are saying that, yes, we might not be qualified, we might not be completely free from all the anarthas, but this is the process, right? And also this is the goal and this is the means also. And then what he said? What is the next word? Next line? Dharmo projayita kaitavatra parama nirmatsara nam satam vedyam vastama matra vastu sivadam tapatraya unmulana. Yes. Whatever the suffering, that we are not talking about 40 degrees centigrade or 45 degrees centigrade or tapa, but we are talking about 3 tapa. What is 3 tapa? What is the 3 tapa? Like here. Yes. Adhyatmik, Adidevik, Adibhautik. Anybody is free from any of these tapas? No. Everybody is really going through this 3 tapa. And this, it really helps us getting free from this tapatraya unmulanam. ऐसा नहीं कि थोड़ा बहुत patchwork. No, it will uproot this tapatraya unmulanam. Vedyam vastava matra vastu. And here we can understand also what is right and what is wrong, and you will get that discrimination to understand the right and wrong through the Srimad Bhagavatam. Vedyam vastava matra vastu. We know the reality of the life. We know the reality of this material world. We know the reality of the spiritual world. And then what is it? What is the third line? Vedyavam vastavam atra vastu sivadam tapatre vanmadam. Srimad Bhagavatam Mahamuni Krute. Right? Like, this is being written by Vyasadeva. And then, and the beauty is that, right? Just you take a little bit. Sadhya hrudi avarudhyate atra. At once, right? Prabhupada writes in the purport also. At once, in a second. What happens once you read Bhagavatam? Sadhya hrudi avarudhyate. In our heart, the Lord will manifest. Yes, Lord is always there, but we are not able to see the Lord because of our, like we say that, this Lord is compared to the sun, right? Our anarthas are like clouds and our ignorance is like a mist, right? We cannot see the sun, but through this regular hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam, what happens? Cloud gets removed, right? And the mist gets eradicated. Then we can see the sun. Sadhya hrudi avarudhyate. And for that, two things are required, right? Krutivi, susruvi. Right? Krutivi, what is a krutivi? Means we should be free from sinful activities. Like that's why in our movement, Prabhupada is given, be free from these 4 regulative principles. That's what Prabhupada says, 4 regulative principles of freedom. So that will really make us, our heart purified. And at least we are making an endeavor, on that path. And susruvis, especially in this first chapter of Bhagavatam and also in second chapter of Bhagavatam, you will hear that Prabhupada talks about these principles again and again and again. What is it? The quality of an audience. What should be the quality of audience? What should be the quality of the audience? Yes, humble. What else? What should be the quality of the audience? Listening. What is Prabhupada's word? Like, and you must have read attentive hearing. What else? What else? What do you do in the class? Enthusiastic. Yes. Yes. What else? Utkantha. Utkantha means, what is it? Utkantha. I remember in our Radheshyam Prabhu gives a very nice example. Utkantha, what is the meaning of Utkantha? जैसे ट्रेन स्टेशन पे है, खड़े हैं और प्लेटफॉर्म में अनाउंसमेंट हो गया है, अभी ट्रेन आने वाली है 5 मिनट में, राइट? लाइक your train is about to reach in 5 minutes, and then you say, कहीं आगे आ गया, देखते हैं ना, आगे आ गया, right? You're so eager, अभी ट्रेन आएगा, मैं ट्रेन में I'll board the train, right? So like especially, like the actual growth happens, right? Once we really move out of our comfort zone, yes, we have to come out, right? We would like to be kind of in our own zone, but then, somehow we have to stretch a little bit. जैसे उत्कंठा, मतलब कंठा को थोड़ा सा stretch करते हैं, हमारा eagerness को थोड़ा stretch करते हैं हम. We stretch ourselves a little bit, right? No, अभी मेरा 2 माला चल रहा है, चलने दो, मैं ठीक हूँ, भक्ति कर रहा हूँ थोड़ा. But still I'm kind of also attached to all my anarthas, to all my conditioning, to all my past habits. Once I need to move forward, means I should have some higher and higher positive goal. And especially these occasions like Sri Ram Navami, and these are all, this is really trigger this impetus for us, right? These festivals or the special days that come, that's the real meaning of the celebration, right? With that, we really take a, one step closer to the Lord. These are the days where we, introspect ourselves, right? What are the obstacles that I have gone through so far, and how I have really crossed them, right? And have I done well in terms of so many tests that have come up? Have I passed or have I failed, right? And if I passed, that's very good. I really thank my Guru and the Lord for giving me the strength to pass the obstacles. And if I have failed, what I have really learned from those failures? and I should really, think about it. I should really, be meditating about it. Just like, in any exam, right? We kind of do that, right? It's not that, like, we exam ho gaya, chalo, band karo, right? But then in the life's exams, you should always think, you should always spend some time, because life gives so many exams to us. Sometimes in our schools, right, we prepare, and then we give the exam. But then sometimes, exams comes life, right? And at any point of time, then you kind of, we do the lessons learned from that. Surprise test, whatever comes from that, right? So yes, but of course, the good student is always, he's prepared, for the test, right? So yes, it is very important for all of us, at least during this festival, time or on the festival day, right, to introspect, to think about it. Okay, I have come so far, but what's next for me? I am kind of meant to be here only. It's like in the river. If you just kind of stay, if you, it will kind of, the current of the river will kind of take you, right? But like Prabhupada says, in this material world, we are going against the current, because the nature of Kali is to really, take us back to the kind of degraded things. If you just kind of like, chalo, jo marji mein aane wo karte hain, chalo theek hai, but then kind of mind will kind of pollute, chalo WhatsApp thoda dekhte hain, thoda sa kya shorts aa raha hai, thoda sa YouTube mein thoda 2 shorts dekh lete hain, fir 2 घंटा ऐसे निकल जाता hai. Right, kind of, unless you, regulate our life, right? Unless we kind of put the boundaries, unless we put the rules and regulations in our lives, the nature of the mind is to degrade ourselves, right? Or we can test ourselves also. That's the best test we can do. Whenever I'm alone, right? What are the things that comes to mind? Oh, I want to do more maths, or I want to do more, science. I want to do more labs. I want to learn more, some new language to learn, right? Like for the students, or it could be kind of, for the devotees. Okay, I want to learn more stories about Lord Ram. Oh, I want to learn some more bhajans of Lord. No, oh, I want to kind of, connect with the devotees. Oh, let me call this devotee who has really helped me in this one. Now let me, share my gratitude to him. And what really comes to my mind, right, when I am alone, right? One devotee was thinking that whatever we think, right, like especially in the corporate world also, you become what you think, they say, right, and I think there was one famous author, he says that, you have to think, always, right, what do you want to become, isliye, like, one devotee kind of, always ask somebody, right, what are you thinking now? See, nothing means what, then are you going to be the same personalist? No, like, yes, we always think of our seva, we always think of, right, or like, sense gratification. If you don't think of Krishna, you will think of Maya, right? Your mind cannot be vacant, right? So somehow or other, ये ना तेने प्रकार है ना मन कृष्ण निवेश है, जैसे तैसे करके हमको थोड़ा सा भगवान के ऊपर मन को निवेश करने का. That is the kind of substance of the spiritual life. So yes, this is a beautiful opportunity. Then tene sadhya hrudi avaruddhyati krutivi susruvis tat kshana. At once, we can feel the presence of the Lord. We can feel their devotion. And especially the third verse is a very, very sweet, right? The first verse talked about the definition of absolute truth. Second verse talked about the definition or the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam, the greatness of Srimad Bhagavatam. Third verse talks about the sweetness of Srimad Bhagavatam. What is the sweetness? What is that verse? Nigama kalpataro galitam phalam sukhamukhadamruta drava samyutam pivatam bhagavatam rasamalayam rusika gubibhavuta. What is it? So it is saying Nigama kalpataru galitam phalam. Like, yes, we should understand about the Lord's greatness, his greatness of his pastimes. But then we should also understand the sweetness of the Lord. That's how it is considered. Sarva Sastra Piyusa Sarva Vedeka Satpala Sarva Siddhanta Ratnadhya, Sarva Lokeka Drikpada, Sarva Bhagavato Prana, Srimad Bhagavato Prabhu, Kalidhanta Udita Aditya, Sri Krishna Parivartita. This is a prayer of Sanatan Goswami to Srimad Bhagavatam. This is considered the Stuti, Bhagavat Stuti. This is like Krishna Lila Stava. It's a nice prayer. You want to hear the continuation of this? This is Paramananda Pathaya, Prema Varshi Aksharayate, Sarvada Sarva Sevyaya, Sri Krishnaya Namostute, Deka Bandhun Mat Sangin, Mad Gurun Mat Mahadhana, Mad Nistaraka Mad Bhagya, Madananda Namostute. This is a very beautiful meaning. So sometimes we'll discuss this, like what it is saying from the very beginning. That is also Sarva Sastrabhi Piyusa. Like if you see that all the Sastras, just like an ocean, like, and there was a churning of the ocean happened, right? And from that nectar came, right? Similarly, if you churn all the Vedas, right? What really comes out? This Amrita of Srimad Bhagavatam. And Sarva Vedaika Satphala. If you consider all the Vedas as a like in a desire tree, and a Kalpataru, right? Like in a Nigama Kalpataru, right? No, here also. All the Vedas, Upanishad, and everything, if you consider it as like in a Kalpataru. Because if you go to Vedas, you will find whatever you want to do, right? You want, nice health, you want a progeny, you want, nice architecture, whatever material things you want to find out, this Vedas will really offer it to you, right? That's it's called Kalpataru. Whatever you desire, Vedas will give it to you. But the most, ripened and most, it's a precious fruit of that tree is what? Srimad Bhagavatam. Sarva Vedaika Sat Phala. And then Sarva Siddhanta Ratnadhya. So like especially, the ladies, they wear a necklace. And then there's a pendant, right? The pendant is considered as the most beautiful one, isn't it? So this, if you consider all the philosophies, the pendant is what? Srimad Bhagavatam. Sarva Siddhanta Ratnadhya. And Sarva Lokeka Drukpada. Yes, there are so many directions, so many people will talk about. Again, there is one beautiful, auspicious direction for all this. Sarva Lokeka Drukpada. That is the path shown by Srimad. Then that is saying Sarva Bhagavata Prana. Srimad Bhagavatam is the life and soul of all the devotees. ये सब भागवत सब वैष्णव का प्राण है, राइट? कोई बोलता है कि मैं भागवत नहीं पढ़ रहा हूं, मतलब उसका प्राण उस भक्त का प्राण नहीं है, राइट? So that's the yad Vaishnavanam priyam, for devotees. Srimad Bhagavatam is their life. Just like we cannot have life, right, without life air, right? Similarly, for a devotee, he should be always, and our life should be, Bhagavatam. That's why, our Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj says, live life Bhagavatam, LLB. You should have the LLB degree. You should really, absorb ourselves, as much as possible in Srimad Bhagavatam. Sarva Bhagavata Prana Srimad Bhagavatam Prabhu. Kali Dhvanta Udita Aditya. Like in this age of Kali, which is full of darkness, there is the sun. What is that sun? Srimad Bhagavatam. And then next verse it says that Paramananda Pathaya Prema Vakshi Aksarayate. Right? And this is a full of rasa. This is full of rasa, which will give you eternal bliss. Right? That's why, I say, like a devotee cannot be miserable. A miserable person cannot be a devotee. If somebody is a devotee, because as long as he's studying Bhagavatam, he cannot be miserable. Right? Because there is so much rasa is there. And the Paramananda Pathaya. Because once you study Bhagavatam, you are soured with the prema varsi. You are soured with the love. And is it that only once you study whole Bhagavatam? No. Sanatana Goswami says, प्रेम वर्षी अक्षरायत, एक एक अक्षर में प्रेम की वर्षा निकल रही है। अरे कितना सुंदर है ना, इसलिए प्रति श्लोके प्रति अक्षरे नाना अर्थ है ना। श्रीमद् भागवतम, लेकिन इट्स विभु, इज अ काइंड ऑफ ही इज एवरीथिंग, सर्व आश्रय आश्रय। एंड इसलिए Sanatana Goswami saying that sarvada sarva sevyaya, like it's not that we read Srimad Bhagavatam once in a week, once in a month, or once in a year. Sarvada, no, we should study Srimad Bhagavatam every day. Sarvada sarva sevyaya, Sri Krishnaya namaste, because Srimad Bhagavatam is not different than the Krishna himself. And then he's saying that who is your best friend? Adeka bandhu mat sangin. Yes, Srimad Bhagavatam is my best friend, best companion, because he is always there. Friend indeed is friend indeed. Right? So whenever we need any shelter, right, you want to discuss something, Bhagavatam will reciprocate to all of us. Bhagavatam will reciprocate. We can really share our sorrows and joys. And then Bhagavatam will listen. Bhagavatam will also reciprocate those beautiful golden wisdom that will really flood our heart. Madeko bandhun mad sangin, mad gurun mad mahadhana. Srimad Bhagavatam is the ultimate spiritual master, right? And the most precious treasure, and our treasure is not right what we have in our locker or in somewhere else, but our true treasure is Srimad Bhagavatam. That's how the devotees, right? Like when I was telling them, especially the realizations that we get, they're the true treasures, and we should keep it in a very nice place so that the demoniac doubts, they will not take them away. You're getting my point? Why? This treasure, what is a treasure? Treasure in the taste, in the faith, in Srimad Bhagavatam, right? That should be really protected nicely. And dhana means, what do? You want to get more and more. Are you really happy? Okay, I have now like maybe 1 CR in my corpus. I'm not happy. I want to get maybe 1 more CR. Even if everything is having slowed down or whatever it is, I want to increase it. Similarly, a devotee wants, yes, this is my true dhana. Which will not go anywhere else. Prema dhana vina vyartha daridra e jivan. Like, without love of Godhead, without Srimad Bhagavatam, daridra e jivana. Right? That is really provotistical life. And then it is saying, mad, gurun mad mahadana, mad nistaraka mad bhagya mad, madananda namaste, mad nistaraka. The Srimad Bhagavatam can only deliver us. And this will really bring us the great fortune of being in the association of the devotees. And then last verse it says that asadhu sadhuta dain ati nicha uchchata karam anamancha kadachin mam premna hrud kanthaya spura. Sanatana Goswami is saying that asadhu sadhuta dain, Bhagavatam can give even a sadhu person and can give the topmost sadhu person, right? And it can ati nicha, if somebody might be completely fallen, so you don't need any qualification from whatever the qualification you might have. It will take ati nicha uchchata. It will bring you to the highest position. And we have seen that in our own eyes, like how Srila Prabhupada has transformed even the hippies into the happies. He made them to the topmost Vaishnavas, right? This is the power of Srimad Bhagavatam. And that's what Srila Prabhupada used to say, right? Like somebody asked, and God Brother asked Srila Prabhupada, oh, we heard that you are going to America. And then what Prabhupada said? I'm not going to America. Srimad Bhagavatam is going to America, and I'm accompanying Srimad Bhagavatam. I'm want to serve Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why I'm accompanying. Right? And then you see that, with that mood when Prabhupada went, and with those, just first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, this is the only book that he had written in Radha Damodar temple in Vrindavan. He only went with this book, and he really transformed the entire world. Right? This is the potency of this book. And especially each and every word of not only the verses of Vyasadeva or Sutta Goswami or Sukadeva Goswami, but also Srila Prabhupada. The purports, They are so powerful statistics. And we can really meditate on them. We can chew them. We can ruminate them. Right? Like ek line pad ke, and it's just like the cows, they ruminate, right? Oh, what is it? What is it meaning? What is the meaning of this? And how can I really apply it into my life? Right? Especially your Tamil too, no? Telugu, no? So I think, once again, the devotee, I'm saying that, there are three principles, right? They say that how, as Mataji said, while studying Srimad Bhagavatam, they said that how we should be very, very, inquisitive, very, we should have always hunger, right? It's called Patitisu or something like that in Tamil, right? And then Tittimisu, right? There's one more word which really said, we should be alone with Srimad Bhagavatam, not with any upadhi that, I'm a mother or I'm a leader, or I'm this or that, lot of designations. We should not approach Bhagavatam. We should really approach Srimad Bhagavatam in a more menial, in a more subservient way. And then Srimad Bhagavatam will shower the mercy upon us, right? And then the third, it says that Villituru, something like that. And the meaning is that how we should be awake and alert while studying Bhagavatam. What is the meaning of awake and alert? Means, because there are so many beautiful, these golden nuggets are there. If you're not attentive, you'll just miss it. Right? So we should be, as I think, you also said, how we should be attentive. Attentive hearing, right? Yes, Prabhupada always talks about be sincere and submissive, that oral reception. We should receive. Yes, Srimad Bhagavatam is there, souring, with this nectarian pouring of this verses and the wisdoms and the love of Godhead. But we should, open our ears. We should not close our ears, right? Because Srimad Bhagavatam is there to inject the love of Godhead within our heart through the ears. Right? It is there. It is really injecting the love of Godhead through ears. I think yesterday only we are hearing, because we are also doing Bhakti Vaibhav Vansivadan Prabhu, and that, I was just reading the third chapter, in the very one purport, Prabhupada is saying that, spiritual master injects, the love of Godhead through the ears, the love of Godhead which really enters our heart. Yes, but then we should be open. We should really be receptive. But if you really close our ears and our heart, right, that's what it is. The parachute, it works only when it is open, right? Similarly, our devotional service also starts. Our heart is open. Once we are submissive to the instruction that is coming from Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? If we say that no, that is there for the Sonakadi Rishis or Sutta Goswami, because that's where it was spoken, right? Or maybe Prabhupada is speaking for a certain group of people, not for me. No. Each of the words is really, is for me. And if I really take it, nahi, ye sab instruction mere liye hai. And मैं उसको follow करता हूँ. And the, one more, very beautiful purport Prabhupada. This is the perfect science. Perfect science मतलब क्या है? Once you do this experiment, you'll get the result, again and again the same result. The same process of reading Srimad Bhagavatam and getting purified our life and developing the love of Godhead, it has been practiced by so many devotees. And if you also do it, you will also get the same result. Nigama kalpatarur galitam phalam sukha mukhad amrita dravya samyuta. Right? So this is amrita. This is the nectar. We are not talking about the nectar which will really make us immortal. But this is the nectar that we are talking about, which will really get us closer to the Lord. Unfortunately, like as King Kulasekara says, what he says, Ascharyametadipo manushya loke sudham parityajya visam pivanti. Last time also I think we were discussing this verse, or maybe some other place. Like like King Kulasekara in the Mukunda Mala Stotra, he's saying that how this is the most surprising thing, that how there is a nectar here, but people are missing that nectar. They are neglecting the nectar. They are refusing the nectar to drink. But what they are drinking? Visam pivanti. Right? This is the most unfortunate thing, especially for the parents. It really pains the most once they see that, like, the children, they are really wasting their time, or just they are kind of, having their time with the only toys their whole life, or nowadays, video games or whatever it is, right? So similarly, and our acharyas also, they look towards us. ओ इसको मैंने कितनी बार बोला हूँ कि थोड़ा सा अच्छी तरह से चैंटिंग करो, अच्छी तरह से भागवतम पढ़ो, भक्त की संग करो, लेकिन हर टाइम पे सोता रहता है, how he becomes so lazy, just like a parent becomes so compassionate for the children, and our spiritual fathers, our spiritual grandfathers, they are also so compassionate towards us. Why are you wasting, Baba? थोड़ा तो अभी सीख जाओ, like that's what I say most of the times our kids, oh, be responsible, grow up. Our teachers also are telling the same thing. Oh, हो गया, बहुत, you have really been kicked by Maya for so many lifetimes. What is that song? Jeev jago, Gora chand bole, Koto nidra jago Maya, Pisachi rakhole. Mahaprabhu is saying again and again, who else is a better friend than me? And I have come here, to wake you up and to give this medicine, because you are diseased at this point of time. You don't have any test for Bhagavatam. You don't have any test for chanting. You don't have a test for, the association of the devotees. Right? I have come to give this medicine to you. Please take it. Please take it. He's begging. Prabhu agya bhai magiye Vriksha. Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Karo Krishna. Nityananda Prabhu, his Lord Balaram. He's coming and begging everybody. Agiye Vriksha is, I am begging you. Please chant your rounds. I am begging you. Please, Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Karo Krishna Siksha. Baba. Right? The same Lord, like is a Lakshman, who is so angry, right? The same Lord Lakshman, like is Lord Balaram, who is so angry, but now he is taking this mood of, requesting, begging everybody, please take this name, the Lord, please study this Bhagavatam, please don't do this. Yes, Sukha Mukha Amruta Drava Samrita, and this has become very, nectar, right? Because it has been touched by Sukadeva Goswami. I remember, like, हमारे grandfather, paternal grandfather के घर में एक guava का एक पेड़ था, and then whenever we used to go to our grandfather's house, then he used to see that, which, this guava, Amrut, was touched by the parrot, and then he will give it to us, and it was very sweet. थोड़ा सा clean करके, then he would give it to us. Right? Specific. Yes. Yeah. Yes, right. Once it is tested by the parent, it becomes more sweeter. And just like the parents also, and it's just, नहीं, ये बहुत अच्छा है, बेटा ले लो ये. Right? So, like, like all the acharyas, because they have tested this nectar and they are offering it, right? It has become more and more sweeter. Sukha Mukha Amruta Drava Samyutam. And Pivatam Bhagavatam Rasam Alayam. Right? Yes, we are in Dukhalayam. Always going Vidyalayam. Right? Punarapi Jananam. Who likes exams? Right? Yes. But this is what? This is Dukhalayam. Rasalayam. This is full of rasas. Right? How unfortunate we are that we are. Sudham Paritijya Visam Pivanti. Visa, we are discussing. Visaya. If we are attached to the Visaya, sense gratification. That is the true Visha. That is the true poison. Now we should really think that, like, once I am engaging in sense gratification means I am drinking nectar. Poison, yes. That's what we should remind that. And once you study Bhagavatam, once you study, chant more and more rounds, this is the true rasas, right? But then it's the mood which really takes into account, right? If I really approach in that submissive and a sincere way, we'll test that nectar, because somehow or other, right? Just like once again a student, right? Like, you might be doing something, but with not full heart, right? And then, right, you'll not be able to really, oh, because of exam, I have to study, you'll not be able to release that, right? Whichever the subject. But then somebody is really releasing, oh, what is the kind of the deeper principle? Like I'll try to find out, how can I really apply this principle or this formula in different applications and so on. I release it more. Now, similarly, once we understand that, oh, these are the words, spoken by Srimad Bhagavatam or whatever Prabhupada is speaking, that is for me only, how I'm really suffering now, and by taking shelter, right, I can be also a monkey, but still, Lord Ram will take care of me. Right? Well, just maybe chant very beautiful verse, because we heard about that, that how is a rasa, right? Lord Ram talks about one very beautiful, it's a Sugriva talks about one very beautiful verse. It's there in 5th canto. It's there in 19th chapter. There's a very beautiful prayer. 5th canto, 19th chapter. You can open it. Okay, you want to repeat this verse? Okay, at least we can pray. 5:19 and 6. 6, and also this beautiful verse is 7. Maybe we can chant Sloka 7. 5.19.7. Because we'll not only talk about sweetness of Bhagavatam, but we'll release, because we might say that Dipali Mataji, sweet mein kya hai Mataji? Like, let's say some, Mataji will say gulab jamun, right? So the Mataji will say, oh, gulab jamun itna, is type ka color hai, is type ka, delicious hai, Mataji kind of describe in so many ways, but still, the true, enjoyment that we get it by eating it. Yes, it is like, that's why, both are required. You should know, how Mataji is so expert in really preparing. Mataji kaise wo aata ko kitna baar gund ke, ऐसे कैसे सानी कैसे बनाती है, and ऐसे एक छोटा छोटा करके, like she is a very good cook, right? इतना उत्कंठा बढ़ती जाएगी, वो माताजी घर पे है तो बहुत अच्छा स्वीट होगा. Right? And then once we kind of talk about it, that once we come and take it, right? And then we can really raise. So that's why, we should understand the greatness and also the sweetness. Because if you just understand greatness, then it becomes, incomplete. Or if you just understand only sweetness without understanding the greatness, then it becomes like sentimentalism. Right? So we have to understand both. Okay, let's chant this verse. Na janmanyunam mahato na sobhagam. Na janmanyunam mahato na sobhagam. Na vanna buddhi na kruta saheto. Na vanna buddhi na krutista sohetu. Na buddhi na krutito sohetu. Teryad vistrusan api no bono kosas. Teryad vistrusan api no bono kosas. Teryad vistrusan api no bono kosas. Bono kosas. Chakara sakhe bat lakshmana graja. Chakara sakhe bat lakshmana graja.
One cannot establish a friendship with the Supreme Lord Sri Ramachandra on the basis of material qualities such as one's birth in an aristocratic family, one's personal beauty, one's eloquence, one's sharp intelligence, or one's superior race or nation. None of these qualifications is actually a prerequisite for friendship with Lord Sri Ramachandra. Otherwise, how is it possible that although we uncivilized inhabitants of the forest have not taken noble births, although we have no physical beauty, and although we cannot speak like gentlemen, Lord Ramachandra has nevertheless accepted us as friends?
So here Sugriva is really praying to Lord Ramachandra that, oh Lord Ram, how come you have accepted monkeys as your friend? And anybody would really like to have, would you really like to go to office, Mataji, with a monkey? Right? Never. The Supreme Lord, he has made friendship with a monkey. Can anybody imagine it? Right? And not only he's kind of shaking his hand with Sugriva, who is a monkey. Like in a banar, like of course he's a special monkey. He's not like an ordinary monkey. But still, right? You see this, how fickle, how his mind was. Like, even though he had promised something to Lord Ram, then he was really enjoying, in his own way, right? And then there's a nice pastime, right? Like, when there's a fast, Lord Ram and Lakshman came together, right? And then Sugriva, what he did, he kind of put a branch and then he kind of offered it an elevated place for Lord Ram to sit, and then he sat along with him because now I'm a friend, I'm at equal level. He also sat along with him, and then at that time, who was his assistant? Sugriva's assistant was who? Hanumanji. He is always intelligent, right? He was thinking, क्या हो गया देखो मेरे मास्टर को तो मैं डायरेक्ट नहीं बोल सकता हूँ. Like, he's doing a very grave mistake. What is the grave mistake he's doing now? That he is sitting at the same level, but most importantly, he has not yet given anything to Lakshman, because Lord sees that how you are treating my devotee, how you are treating my associate, then me, and you have not given anything to Lakshman. Right? Then what Hanumanji did, he kind of broke a more fragrant, like chandan ka ped ka nikal ke he kind of offered a very beautiful seat to Lakshmanji, and then he sat below him, and then Lord Ram smiled at him. Yes, we have understood that the real meaning, what is love, right? Like, it's sometimes, and to that, of course, Sugriva, he has really made that friendship. Right? Lord does not see any qualification, all of us, right? Manni dhana vijana rupato pasrota just teja prabhava bala paurusa bhakti yoga, right? Now, Lord does not see our, all our austerities, our material qualities, janma, aishwarya, shruta, srivi. Lord does not see anything, whether you are so high or so big, or, patra, vichar, nahi, sthana. Lord does not see anything. He just sees our sincerity. Lord just sees our seriousness in coming to the, or kuch bhi dekhte nahi hai. That's what kind of, Lord Ram is saying to all of us. Like, I'm not really seeing anything, because what you have that you can really offer it to me. But I really see the kind of love, just a drop of faith, a drop of love, that we can really offer it to the Lord. And how Lord is so merciful, right? That he has extended himself, and he has really made him equal. And of course, then, he made him the king, and, he is always there, in his Ram Darbar. Right? All his monkeys, you can see Lord Shiva, Brahma, everybody, and also the monkeys around. Right? While the Lord was going, Lord Ram, Lakshman, and Mother Sita was going from Lanka to Ayodhya in the Pushpak Viman. And the Mother Sita is saying that, yes, now you're taking all your friends, but I'm really kind of concerned. I'm worried about what about the wives of the monkeys? They are there at Kiskindya. Please ensure that, on the way, while going from Lanka to Ayodhya, you should have a, stopover, right, in the Kiskindya. Lakshman, Lord Ram is saying, do you know how much time ladies take to make up? Do you know that my brother is waiting? It's already time. If I don't reach on time, right, he will suicide. Right? Oh Lord, don't worry, What we will do, we'll send Hanumanji, he will take care of Bharat, but please ensure that all the ladies also should accompany because they have done their sacrifice. Right? How compassionate she is, right? So they don't leave anyone. Somehow or other, कैसे भी थोड़ा सा है ना, कैसे भी connection हो गए आपका एक भक्त से, and then you are delivered. That is the sweetness, of the Lord. That is the compassion of the Lord. That is the merciful nature of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions, comments? Because we didn't go so much in detail about the pastimes of Lord Ram. That's the homework that you go and test. I think Mataji had sent, 9th canto, 10th chapter, right? Of course, Sukdev Goswami also says that, oh Parikshit, you might have already heard, right? Like about Lord Ram, from so many sadhus, from so many sages, I'll summarize a little bit. So Bhagavatam, just in just 2 chapters in a very Sanskrit way, this Lord Ram's pastimes are there. Then yes, we should meditate, we should pray to Lord Ram. Please, come into my heart and just sit in my throne, the dirty throne that I have. Right? But then Hanumanji, please come and clean it up so that, that we should call the devotees of the Lord. And then Lord also will find good to sit there and really do his Rajati. Hare Krishna, any questions, comments from anyone? So what do you really like about Lord Ram? Any pastime, anything that comes to your mind? You're singing so nicely, you like Lord's names only. Any pastime that strikes you the most of Lord Ram? Okay. Any pastime that you remember? He built the Rams. Yes. Yes. Very good. Yeah. What is the potency of Lord Ram's name? Yes. Very good. We can also breeze. We can also make the breeze, right? Especially in one of our summer camp. What we had done, especially for the kids. Like we told that, yes, let's also make a breeze to the Lord. Right? How do you make the breeze to the Lord? We have to bring the stones and write Lord's name, right? And how do you do it now? Right? Yes, we are in this material world. Lord is in the spiritual world. Now we have to make a bridge. The bridge kaise banayenge hum? And each of the, whatever we really bring is the big stones, right? That is our anarthas, right? All our activities, whatever we do, we just put Lord Ram's name there. Oh Lord Ram, we are just offering it to you. Right? So whatever you do, whatever nonsense it is, isn't that, oh Lord Ram, that's not that we try to spiritualize all nonsense things, but in a sincere heart, okay, we want to serve as per the instruction of that, who is that? Neela and what are those? Nala and Nila, right? Under the instruction of Nala and Nila, under the instruction of the Srila Prabhupada, right? We do something and then we write Lord's names. Whatever the work last time, I think when we had Abhinash Prabhu's house, Mataji was telling very nicely, in work also, how we can really engage everything for the Lord's service. Right? So whatever we do, we take care of the children, we take care of the household duties. So whatever you do it, right? Put Lord Ram's name there. And then we really build that breeze. Right? Yes. And sometimes it's inconceivable to understand how it will float, how it will take us. But faithfully, एक पत्थर रखते जाओ भगवान नाम का नाम लिख के. Right? And then yes, with that we'll be able to cross over. भगवान का नाम जो भी कर रहे, भगवान का नाम लिखते जाइए. Right? By always chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Beautiful, the glories of the Lord Ram's name. Nice. There is a Prabhu's desire, yes. Anything, Mataji, kuch? Hare Krishna. Yes. Because Mataji is of America ja rahe hain, you know, so we thought that we'll just meet them. They are going on Ram Navami, you know. That is. Yeah, so we want to chant Roje Ram Navami. Yes. Yes. What do you say, Deepak? Roje is very sincere. Yes. What do you mean by it? What is the meaning of sincere and be serious? What is the meaning? Yeah. Yes. Please share first. Yes. Yeah.
Sincerity is basically like Prabhupada explains in the shloka like Utsaha Nishchaya Dharya Tat Tat Karma Pravartana. So we have to, whatever activities we do, we have to keep involved, in mind like Utsaha, Nishchaya, and Dharya. So with patience, determination, and enthusiasm. So all the activities with, involved with these three things. So if we do all the activities with Saha, Nishchaya, and Dharya, so then we will be successful. That is what is required. Qualities will come.
You're trying everything, but still it's not coming. That's incentive. So there should be some commitment from us again. And commitment is very much. If we are not committing ourselves, so even if we are associating with very good thing, and thinking of something else, a material thing, want to come into our
Reward. You are now associating, with sincere devotees. Very well. Krishna Prabhu, please share.
Is forward. But clearly, you do something, no matter what obstacles you hear, you'll try to sit and do it. But if you don't have seriousness about it, which means you're not understanding it, you're involved in it seriously, which is not actually getting digested. So, in my case, I feel like that. You read it, you just keep reading it. But because you are not 100% serious, you're not getting it. So that's what we need senior devotees guidance to understand how do we improve that seriousness. People just told three things.
So these three things will come only by the association. Utsaha will also when
Bhakti
we
Kishori
actually get
Mataji.
engaged.
Mataji having so many challenges, but still she is continuing with so much of enthusiasm.
We have read this first time. We have done chanting. I have heard the lecture. Relish, we should have desire that when the time comes, I have everything. I have reading, I hear the lecture. It's not like just for the sake of doing, like spiritual master mode or mentor mode that daily you have to do. But we should have we relish that, and we should like we should not waste our time. We can do multi-purpose task also while we can hear lecture or we can sing bhajans. So sincerity means 100%. We should go anywhere to do all these things like that. It's not like just for doing. We are following the sadhana and all.
Yes, you want to say? Mataji asking for us only. But please, Prabhuji, please sincere and serious. Yes, Mataji is already sincere. Mataji is already serious. Right? Mataji is asking, because sometimes, somebody asks, right, not only for themselves, they ask for, all of us, that we all can be benefited, we introspect ourselves, right? Whatever I'm doing, as Krishna Prabhu was really meditating on that point, whatever I'm doing, right? This asking this question itself, right, it shows the sincerity, right? Or thinking about that, yes, how can I really a little bit more serious? That itself shows the sincerity. If you don't have the sincerity, you will not ask that question. And then Prabhuji said that, yes, sincere and seriousness means like, without any ulterior motive. I'm not doing for any, because especially like as we do in this part of devotional service also, it's like watering, right? A watering process. Once you water this tilata base, so many sakhas and upasakhas and the weeds, that they come out in terms of puja, lava, pratishtha, we should be very careful about it. Yes, we might say again and again, but there is every chance of getting slipped. So be careful about it. And then what we said, we should intensify. So we can really cook chapati or quick chawal, with the right temperature for right amount of time. ऐसा होगा क्या? लेकिन okay, we just अभी थोड़ा slow में करेंगे. कितना time लगेगा आपको चावल बनाने के लिए? लेकिन 2 दिन के बाद प्रसाद ready नहीं हुआ है. Right? Yes, you have to use the right temperature, right? And at the right amount of time. वैसे नहीं कि 2 मिनट में चलो हो गया. Chanting हो गया. अभी एक माला चलो एक माला हो गया. Then kind of mind is going somewhere else. Just be alone. Be exclusively for the Lord. This is the time for me, between me and my Lord, between me and Bhagavatam. Now we should try to spend exclusive time with the Lord, through the holy name, through His name. And it's a journey, right? And we should always have that attitude of, right, how can I be more sincere? How can I be more serious? How can I really make my life a better version of myself as I am really progressing? We should have always that mood. That we get it, like as Prabhuji said, by associating with those kind of devotees. Right? Because we are concerned for our children, with whom he is associating. But nowadays, we ignore the asura that is sitting within all of us. What is that? We keep so close to our heart, so close to us. What is that? Yes, right, yes. And we are spending so much time. Oh, your Madeka Bandhun Mat Sangin Mastistar Kamalva. This is my Dhana, this is my Bandhu, this is my Nista. एक ही बंधु है हमारा और कोई बंधु नहीं. कुछ भी चलेगा नहीं होगा तो लेकिन एक ही बंधु होना चाहिए. होते के समय आजकल टॉयलेट में भी जाते हैं, मोबाइल लेके जाते हैं. मते का बंधु मतलब जो सनातन गोसाई मते श्रीमद् भागवतम का आजकल हमारा मते का बंधु यही है. Right, yes, like we should make a point that especially क्या हो जाएगा 2 घंटा 3 घंटा अगर मोबाइल को साइड में रख देंगे हमारे चैंटिंग के टाइम में, रीडिंग के टाइम में और स्पेंडिंग टाइम विद आवर फैमिली, just keep it aside. Now what will go wrong? So basically, so we have to, like as Prabhupada says that you can use the knife, to kind of do something good, and also the ruffians, they use the knife to do something. Yes, the mobile should be our servant, not that we should be the servant of the mobile. That is a thing, right? That's what we always should think about. How can I really use it what I really like? Not that okay, whatever the source, whatever the recommendation that is coming from Google God, that I'll just follow. Right? That should not be the case. Right? Okay, yes. And I want to learn like this from this scripture, from this video, or I want to know about the programs. Definitely I can use it for the Lord's service. But then, right, like at that time, I should not really follow the dictation that is being asked. By the Hare Krishna. Thank you for asking the beautiful question, Mataji. We are running out of time. We'll just chant that.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please send YouTube recording because I joined in late. I missed Sudhir Prabhuji's all whatever he said. So if possible, please send YouTube recording.
We'll share this.
Okay.
Parameshwar Shesha Alpa Sukale Tritaram
Nandana Ram, Kausalya Sukamartana Ram, Vishwamitra Priyadana Ram, Bhataka Ram, Maricha Pataka Ram, Samrakshaka Ram, Srimadhyavdharaka Ram, Gautama Muni Sampujita Rama, Sura Muni Varadana Samstuta Rama, Navika Dhavita Mritupada Rama, Nitya Pura Janamokaka Rama, Videha Manasa Ranjaka Rama, Trayambaka Karmuka Banjaka Rama, Sita Prithara Marika Rama, Trita Vaivahika Kautuka Rama, Dharpa Vinashaka Rama, Srimad Ayodhya Palaka Rama, Rama Rama Jaya Raja Rama, Rama Rama Jaya Sita Rama, Rama Rama Jaya Raja Rama, Rama Rama Jaya Sita Rama,
Aganita Guna Gana Koshitaram Vanitanaya Vitaram Rakta Chandra Samana Vitravan
शान बदराम परपराम पित्र दूतराम दशरथ संवृत सिद्धिराम के कई तनय विराजत निज पितृ धर्म कराम पित निज पादुकराम राम राम जय राम 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 जय सीता राम राम
राम राम जय सीता
दुष्ट विराग विनाश शोर दूषण मुख सूरत सीता प्रिय हरिणानुगराम विनाश सीता छेदन राम 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 जय सीता राम 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 जय सीता राम निज पद लक्ष्मण युतराम राम 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 जय सीता राम राम राम
राम
जय
जय राजा राम
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 जय
जय
सीता
सीता राम
कपिवर संत संस्कृत राम तद गति विघ्न राम कपिवर संत संस्कृत राम तद गति विघ्न राम सीता राम सीता राम राम सीता he राम Devi Bhavan Surasam Sutaram Vikshitaram Sita Darshanam Ditaram Vikshitaram Ram Ram Jai Ram
Jaya Raja Ram 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 Jaya Sita Ram.
Sita Nirvana Niti Shita Janata Jita Janata Jara Rita Ravana Sravadana Swargasam Pukasam Sratana Shvamena Pratikshitaram Kalam Vedita Surabhadram Yodhyakaram Janamuritaram Mukhavivam Deyo Mayatijaram Devan Vimochakaram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Jai Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Jaya Nandalika Giri Nandi Nandalika Giri Nandalika Jaya Ramachandra Shama Sundar Ramachandra Shama Sundar Ramachandra Jaya Krishna Radha Ram Jaya Krishna Radha Ram Krishna Jaya Jaya Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Ram Jaya 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 Jai Hare Hare